Band. Brought to you by NZ On Air. Active Live! Yeah.
Kia ora and welcome to the Radioactive Active Live Room. I'm Aimee and I'm joined today by Paloma, aka PollyHill. Welcome.
Hello, what a pleasure to be here.
How are you? What's
I'm
been
real good.
happening?
You know, busy. I feel it's like the overcast weather or something. I feel like a bit like kind of lazy and dissociated,
A
but
little bit
like
dreamy.
yeah,
That's how I feel.
it's
Bit
quite
floaty.
nice. Yeah, it's definitely like good time to have like a stiff drink, I reckon.
Perfect. And you've brought a friend along with you as well.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
off camera, but we'll just give her a little shout out.
Shout outs Nikki Sanford, the mayor of Wellington we call her because everyone knows who she is. She's like a public figure.
Now you're from Tāmaki Makaurau.
Yeah.
Is that where you grew up?
Ish. We grew up in Matakana. It's an hour north, but before it was like kind of gentrified and wine country and bougie. It was like literally a timber shed and farm and like the type of place where you sneak out and get drunk in the paddocks that was my adolescence. So yeah, I don't feel like I'm an Aucklander per se, but Tamaki's home now.
And you just spend a bit of time in Wellington as well, right?
Yeah, I come back and forth because I've got friends, lovely friends, but also my main income is as a filmmaker, and we all know that like the heart of filmmaking is kind of in Wellies. So I come down here when I'm working on that.
Wicked. So how long has music making been part of what you do then?
I feel like my whole life, but like it never physically manifested until like 2017-ish, where I started jamming with my friend Ollie Jones, who's got some real sick music coming out soon, so watch this space. And we started PollyHill together. We just like made beats and messed around and got drunk and then like weirdly it kind of snowballed. Like we played a house party and then we played Fancy New Band on BFM and then we got the Fancy New Band showcase and like it was just quite a natural progression. And then when I got obsessed with music and I was like, I want to do this all the time, I was still like studying and stuff, so we kind of naturally split and I took PollyHill solo, but he's still a very close collaborator and I love him.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so the question I ask everyone who comes into the Active Live Room is, how do you describe what it is you do?
I think I would describe it as storytelling. Like that's it at its essence, and that's what I am at my essence, is like a storyteller. And usually that's like telling stories lyrically. Like lyrics are a really big thing, and it really spins my wheels like to play with words. I feel really powerful when I play with words. It's weird, but also as I've learnt to produce now, and I produce most of my tracks, telling stories through frequencies and emoting different things, and that's really all it is.
Love it. We'd love to hear a song. So what is the first track you've got up for us?
I am going to start with Sweepstake, which is one of my favourite songs that I've ever made. Shout outs Alexa Casino, who did some co-pro on it, and Church of the very talented Church in AP is usually on this, but naturally he's not here, so I'm going to give you the B-side, the rendition when it was just a PollyHill number.
Sweet.
So special treat for
Let's hear it.
poor
I'm
Nickies.
excited.
Cool. Let's go. Oh wait, I click start. There we go. Yeah. Shots get peeled back for real. Yeah. Okay. Check it. Been looking out for signs like a tourist. Born again and come what may, like a tourist. And if I stitch the rich and give to the poorest, well really I'm just trying to pay my mother's mortgage. It's why I'm doing it, I'm trying not to forget. If the signs are getting clearer, then I might just have to forge it. Cause I could make like Miller split the scene. Or will I make like Moses split the sea? But it's another mood swing. And if you check my mood ring, you will see my sanity. And now it's hanging by a shoestring, don't skip me. Holding on to hopes, they feel slippery. But split me down the middle, now I'm 50 bout decisions that I made, they feeling iffy. 1 minute in, and it's getting kinda risky, but don't skip me. Scale me, lift me or veil me, rip me or ail me, grip me, I'm flailing, don't fail me. For God's sakes, don't fail me. The conversations with myself are feeling like a stalemate. I'm Kinda hard to find, like the finest gem. Probably won't catch me on my FM. The finest thing since sliced bread to a celiac. Flow bananas though, now watch me peel it back. Dream my bear, nah, what? Yeah, this is when we get a bit freakish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I seen the script get flipped quick and the second win. Fall back, old tack man, ain't a little whim. Listening, little grin, you can check my pseudonym. I'm PollyHill, I've been lifting bars, I've never been to gym. Hit a wall, hit a goal, I was waiting for my name to be summoned. Never happened, cause these people like the same formula. For the comfort, well I'd rather mother's milk. As I slip up in the scene, smoother than some buttered silk. With a scheme for every shekel and a rhyme now by the freckles on my face. So I can face the fact I cannot hide jickle, think I'm special. And it has to be said, cause the flow got and the beat got picked. Self-censorship. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm special when it has to be said, cause the flow got. And now with butter, I go harder than your favorite one, so keep faith. Treat my friends like Prada, rather one than cheap fakes. Taking name after name like a keepsake. Don't ever brush a beef under the rug like it's a sweepstake. Heat wave, the past repeats itself like it's a deep grave. Crawl before I walk and now I'm healing up these knee scrapes. Briefcase, anyone that argues that I'm B-grade, I'm worth more A's than Fonzie. Brace yourself, I'll spit till teeth straight. Ha. Yeah. Probably won't catch me on my FM, yeah, but you'll catch me on Radioactive, hey, yeah, yeah, sweepstake, yeah, sweepstake, like, yeah, that's it.
PollyHill here in the Active Live Room. If you're just tuning in, don't ever sweep a beef under the rug like it's a sweepstake.
Yeah, don't ever brush a beef under the rug like it's a sweepstake.
Unreal. Are you, you said earlier you're a storyteller. Was writing something you were doing before you started making music?
Yeah, for sure. That's always been like, you know, as a kid, you like the thing you're good at. So if a teacher's like, oh, you've got real potential, I'm like, that's what I want to be. It's always been like in the writing world. And then, yeah, I was always like just writing like bars in my head, like in a car over instrumentals and stuff. I never really like collected writings or poetries until I started jamming with Ol, and then you really need to like show your work, basically.
For sure. And you're also a filmmaker, which you mentioned before as well. Can you tell us a bit about your work there?
Yeah, so I went to film school. I don't know if that helped or whatnot, but I make films. Generally, they've been in like music videos or short films. So I collab with Half Queen a lot, as Connie Cash is our name. We do like videos for Jess B primarily, and for PollyHill, or there'll be some more that you'll see soon. And then, yeah, I've just moved into my first feature film that I'm writing, with the Film Commission have supported me with that. So
that's massive.
Yeah, it feels weird to be like, yeah, I'm making a film.
You should be so proud of that, though.
I'm super proud, but at the moment it's just development, you know? Like, it's one of the, like, it won't exist until it gets shot and it's finished and it's out there. So, yeah, it's a pretty bizarre space to be in, but I feel super lucky. I've been really supported, and, like, I don't think it's super indicative of talent. I think it's just, like, I'm the most obsessive, hungry, opportunistic person you ever meet. Like, not chill, like, really go try and make things happen.
I love that. And now you have just released an EP as well. That was the end of May that came out. Posthumous?
Yep. Posthumous.
It's your second one?
Yep.
How has it sort of evolved? How has your music evolved from when it began?
Yeah, I think I co-produced the first one with Ollie. And then the second one was all, like, I learned how to produce properly. I, like, honed my craft a bit. So the production was less secondary. It all became the same cohesive thing, like, because I was making the sound. I then learned how to, like, write for that sound, as opposed to just, like, applying rhymes onto a boom bap scheme. So, yeah, it definitely, I think the production developed, and then also I think like the title in of itself is posthumous, which is kind of in reference to like, I used to take it as a real joke, and it all felt like a real by chance thing. And I don't know if that's like a defense mechanism, like a bit of imposter syndrome or something, but this one was like, I'm not gonna mess around now. I actually care about this, and I could still be like silly and fun or whatever, but like I actually want this to be good. So I think that's how it's changed a bit, and I think there's maybe more of a journey in the songs as opposed to just like, here it is, slap you in your face, type vibes.
And was there anything in particular you were hoping listeners would take away from Posthumous? Any particular goal you had?
I would be really excited if other like women or gender non-conforming people started to produce music themselves, because we know that they're pretty like underrepresented, particularly in the hip hop field. So I'd be pretty stoked if people were like, oh, this person's done it by learning how to do it in their bedroom and just by being real persistent, like we can do it too. That would be sick. And look, if Björk was listening and she thought this is cool and wanted to put me on a song, like that would be an all good outcome.
That's not asking too much, is
I
it?
don't think so. I think it's a
so.
very reasonable request.
For sure. Okay, we'd love to hear another song. So what have we got up next?
I'm going to play you Morse Code, which is the opening song of the EP. I'm going to talk over it because it's a really long intro. First song on the EP, but last song that I made within the collection. This one was like, I always wanted to thank my friends for all their support, but I never had the like physical currency or anything to do it, so this one's for them. It's a bit slow, but hopefully it's felt in the weight of the words. Yeah. Okay. Real talk. Nah. I'm not a joke, let's get it straight. Despite the shame that I'll carry like my body weight. Hold the pain that I feel like a body ache. Time is of the essence, so it's best this message not in vain. And I admit it now, we not the same. A noisy mind never knows solace, but it's all okay. I'm watching all my layers start to fall away, replacing with the new appreciation, not just for the day. But I feel it in my guts now. Pessimist since birth, but I'm filling up my cup now. Yeah, I guess we on the up now. Flying with this baggage, ain't no time for a come down. Didn't ask to be born, didn't ask to perform. Never sold my soul or tried to fit norms. Fought storms of surmountable pressure. So when I spit now, it's the news and not the weather. Cause I was on my final round, battling the bosses. Never clocked the win, overshadowed by the losses. And for these blessings I just never felt deserving. Greatest lesson of my life was the lesson of unlearning. We're products of environment, so when it feels harmonious, I'm skeptical of buying it. Could say I'm too much, and I suppose I am. Got all the fans I need to win, I'll put that on my chosen fan. The ones who held the space for me, and if they had to call me out, they always did it gracefully. I couldn't say it, but I felt it. What would I be without the ones who gassed me up like Caltex? Picked up the phone, gave me a home, and damn near bought me every piece of this gear I own. A love story for the ages, turning minors to majors. See, they looked at my pages and pushed me on to the stages, so I keep on pushing out. Power to the spirit, had to give my all so that I could know my limits. Had to start again so I could claim that I was living a life with no regrets for everything that I've given. And it can only be destiny. The ones I love the most, always bringing out the best in me. Wow. So if you're a reflection of who I am, and understand the ultimate redemption, yeah. And if that sounds corny, I don't even give a, cause the people that form me, wow, I can't believe my luck. Yeah. Yours faithfully, PollyHill. Shout out to my friends. I love you all so much.
PollyHill here in the Active Live room if you are just tuning in. And we also video record all of these active live sessions, so they will be up on the radioactive.fm Facebook page later on this afternoon, so you can check out all the action for yourself. So head over there, and while you're at it, head over to PollyHill's socials and give her a follow as well.
Yes, we would love to hear from you. We love the social medias, don't we? No, I actually hate it, but but it's all good.
So, as you say in that song, you work very closely with your close friends as well. Is there anyone you'd like to take the time to thank for helping influence the EP?
Oh my God, I don't even know where I would begin. Alexa Casino is a huge point of reference and gasses me up. Like, we have this thing called the Polly Pockets, which is for like my fans, and there's about 6 fans, but I'd say Alexa was really potentially the president. Second in command, probably Nikki Sanford, Mayor of Wellies. She's big gas up support. Half Queen Shaquille is someone I go to all the time, not just for music stuff, but just like, it's real special to find a friend that you just wholeheartedly trust their opinion. She's such convicted to her vision that I'm like, that's the one. And we also just laugh heaps, so that's nice. So for Dan, who gave me a place to live, all my friends, man, there's so many, you know who you are, and Ben Lawson, the Bengineer, who mixed this album, engineered it at Red Bull.
Beautiful. So even though PollyHill is relatively new, your first release was just over a year ago, you've played some mega gigs and you've done some huge things. Do you have any sort of highlights? You did Laneway, you did The Other's Way, you've done just so much.
Yeah, those are real stretches, eh? I played Laneway with Filth, but I've always put that on my CV. And The Other's Way I did the night before. But I guess I maybe fill a gap that we're not seeing a lot of, like women who produce and rap and really like try and rap in the way that's just like pushing the lyricism. I don't know if I can think of too many people that are doing that as well. And then it's just timing, man, divine timing. I don't want to like be stoked about a global pandemic, but the reality is everyone's looking locally. You're supporting your local musicians, which I think is really, I've been given huge opportunity for that reason. So I feel pretty grateful about that.
Awesome. And another track now is Chili, I believe.
Yeah.
So this one is the first release off Posthumous.
Second single. Yeah.
Second single. It's been getting loads of airtime here at Radioactive. We're big fans. Can you just give us a little overview of this one?
Sure. I made this one. We might have been going through one of our lockdowns, actually, maybe the earlier one this year. And I just got some new gear, my machine, Native Instruments MK3, so I was playing around. And I was also, I think when you get into that lockdown frame of mind, you can go a little bit like sinister or like a bit like you go off track, and I was real dark. And I think I was feeling really frustrated with what felt like kind of social media and activism, and what felt like maybe slightly performative activism. I mean, who am I to talk? I'm performing right now, and could be performative activism. I don't know, but yeah, I was in a mood, and so I wrote this one, which is a little bit like call outy kind of, questioning motives and other such as.
Sweet.
So without further ado.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, this one's a little bit explicit, but I'll try my very best to like self-censor.
Kids, cover your ears.
Kids, there's worse things out there than swear words. You'll find out. Then in a pivot, it's my life now. How I live it. Chili. Yeah. Let's go. Poor Nikki like, chicken, let's get to the matter at hand. The only thing that matters now is where you're gonna stand when the shit hit the fan. Do you even know the essence of your being, or your soul, or your spirit, or your presence? Cause I have tried to censor myself for people that have no sense of themselves, just the spins from their mouth, what they read on the package, and yet they never have a thought or proclaim what's back. And you see these geezers think they're cooler than the freezer in the deep south. Believe her when she preaching, they repeating like deep house. These clowns as comedic as a minion, but never had a thought or their own formed opinion. Still it's cool to be liked, cool to recite. It's cool to be the one that can rest in respite after register no more. The token or chore, you see, it's cool to be cool till it ain't cool no more. Like one step forward, then another. This is my life, and this is how I live it. Take one step forward, 10 step back. Further now, off the beaten track. Like one step forward, then a pivot. This is my life, and this is how I live it. Take one step forward, 10 step back. Further now, off the beaten track. Like, this is the part where the earmuffs come in, kids. Yeah. Yeah. Check it. I've been wondering, musing and pondering, how many care about something other than their well-being. Be it well-meaning, I see right through it, cause you can't scam a schemer. Like how many in your mouth can you fit for some clout or some drip or some you ain't bout, but you spit without doubt, never fearing it could hurt you. I'm so heavy now from signaling these virtues. Cool to play games, it's cool to go names, it's cool to serve yourself but then change how it's framed. It's cool to have a rapport, get your name on the door. See, it's cool to be cool till it ain't cool no more. Yeah, it's cool to be live, it's cool to recite, it's cool to be the one that can rest in respite after register no more. The token or chore, you see, it's cool to be cool till it ain't cool no more. Like one step forward, then another. This is my life, and this is how I live it. Take one step forward, 10 step back. Further now, off the beaten track. Like one step forward, then another. This is my life, and this is how I live it. Take one step forward, 10 step back. Further now, off the beaten track. Like one step forward, then a pivot. Nipple, this is my life now, and this is how I live it.
PollyHill here in the Active Live Room. Now, I know you have just released this EP, but have you got anything else musical in the pipelines that we should know about? Any gigs, music videos, anything?
Oh, yeah. I've got some things coming up. What have I got? Gig Deep Dive in Tāmaki just got announced, and that lineup is, that's a chef's kiss if you can't see me. That's got like Half Queen, Vanessa Worm, Samara Lofa, like endless lineup of hotties. That's July 10th. And then I've got a music video, and then I've got some other gigs, but I don't know what's been announced yet, and I don't know, I'm not trying to get dropped from the gigs, but there are some cool ones, and I just did Parrotdog on Saturday gone, the Poinaki Parrotdog Brewery, and that was so good.
It packs out there.
It packs
There's
out.
such good gigs.
And the people are so nice, like the hospitality is just, I love it. And the energy is really good. I love a Wellies show. I feel like I'm from Wellies. I'm not, but I could be, you know?
We love having you.
Oh.
And where can listeners stay up to date with what you're doing? Do you have like a social media that's the best place to kind of...
Yeah. Instagram is my go-to. I think it's at PollyHill XOXO. I just made a Facebook page because some people were like, you really need to have one. And it's got about 12 likes, and it's pretty crappy, to be honest. But, you know, get at me. Send me a message of sorts.
Say hey.
Say hey. I love it when people say hey.
Perfect.
I really do.
And then all your music is out on all the good streaming platforms and all of that jazz.
Yeah. It's all Spotify and Apple Music, and I'm going to put some stuff on Bandcamp, which I haven't done for ages. Some merch that Nikki does the designs for. What else? Yeah, I got a music video coming out for Chile. It hasn't been shot yet, but It'll be
But it's
good.
coming. Stay tuned for that one.
Yeah.
Wicked. Thank you so much for joining us. We have time for one last song.
Cool.
So what is the final track going to be?
This is going to be Unlovable, which is the closing song off my EP. And I never perform it because it's like really kind of intimate and slow and stuff. So I feel really stoked that I get to perform it.
Exclusive. I love it.
Exclusive, yes. It's about to get vulnerable. I probably won't look any of you guys in the eye after it. All right. Oh, that's the wrong song. Here we go. Some liquid courage. Yeah. Yeah. It's time for me to am I too much or not enough? I think I really need to know. We threw a search party for my soul. It's time for it to come on home, huh? And lately I've been on a roll, without a drop of moss to show, without a single root to grow. But this pain is muscle memory, couldn't heal it with some osteo. But all that grief, that's gotta go, 'cause I've been holding hopes like that's all I know. Yeah, that's my big, a moment's silence for that inner child that needs freeing. So from the AM to the PM, I'm just trying to be seen like a DM, weighted by secrets I was supposed to keep from the people that's most close to me. And I stay busy, stuck in this head that makes me dizzy. But my scars are finally showing now. I couldn't hide them within Lizzie. Huh. So tell me, are you proud of me? Becoming all those things you weren't allowed to be.
Hi, that's Luana. I'm not here at the moment, so
Yeah.
leave me a message and I'll get back to you. Play thanks.
Huh. Before I got all cute, before I lost my youth, I think about my younger days and soften like some rotten fruit. Coming home now, I've been trying to moving forward, past behind, like hey. Always have to chuck a flip on at the end. Check it. About me. Look. So, if it's good for me, I promise I don't want it. I'm known to speak ironic. I live and breathe in sonnets or dismay or riddle. Walls they built like brittle, but now I speak franker than Malcolm in the middle. Powdered nose at a crowded show, you'll find me in the mosh pit. They only want a PollyHill when they need a box tick. Well, this little light of mine, it shines so luminous, I probably get the last laugh in the end. Posthumorous. Huh. Shout outs, that's still my real voicemail from when I was 12 years old.
Hi, that's Luana. I'm not here at the moment, so leave me a message and I'll get back to you. Play thanks. At the tone, record your message.
Shout outs my mom, Margaret, she might have been. Yeah,
PollyHill posthumous EP is out right now.
it is.
You're at PollyHill XOXO on all good socials.
Yeah, is that it? I think that's it.
We'll
That's
say
the
that's
one.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute privilege to have
Oh,
you in here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Such a good session as well.
Thanks, guys. You made it really nice and comfortable, and I hope you enjoyed it.
And thanks, New Zealand On Air Music, for all the good stuff that you do. Ka kite, everyone out there. Have a beautiful weekend.
Active Live. Friday, 3:30. Every week a new band. In studio. Brought to you by NZ On Air.
Here at Active, we like to kick the weekend off early. And that begins with the Friday Flow, hosted by